Yes, welcome once again to Smart Agro Innovation, your channel that teaches much about smart ideas in the field of agriculture. Today, we have moved into tree crops, and when it comes to tree crops, Mr. George Inti, we call him Farmer Inti, he knows much about tree crops, especially cocoa, which is the main cash crop in Ghana. Today, he's going to talk about it, elaborate on how to start right from the nursery to the harvesting stage. You can see that this cocoa farm here, it's almost close to the harvesting stage. You see that the pot is ripened, and he has started harvesting the cocoa. Therefore, he is in the process, but for the purpose of this interview, we will talk about cocoa, and apart from that, he will start his harvesting process. So now, he's going to talk about how he started, the proceeds that he's getting, and all those things. Okay, we leave the baton to him to continue with it. So how did you? What is cocoa? What triggered you to go into cocoa farming?
Okay, yeah, that's wonderful. You are welcome to my farm once again. My family members, I would say my parents, they were into farming. So as we were young, we were just following them into farm every day. So as we were schooling, we got to know that cocoa is one of the vital, vegetables that or cash crop that Ghanaians has. So we decided that after school, or whilst we were going to school, we decided also go into farming as well, because it was fetching us money. Because it is the cocoa that our parents used to take care of us when we were going to school. So we got to know that there's something behind it. So we did that.
So if I may know, that it means that your parents encouraged you to go into cocoa production, because you realize that as a young guy growing up with having parents who are also cocoa farmers, it actually triggers you to also do the same. But notwithstanding, not forgetting the education.
Yes.
So whilst you were in school, you were also farming at the same time. And that is where we are today. Wow, that's great. That's a nice story. So viewers are ready to listen about how you started the whole thing, right from nursery, planting, the maturity stage, management, and all those things. So we leave everything to you.
As it is normally or previously, there are so many methods when we want to go into cocoa farming. Previously, our parents used to spread the seeds, all over the land, but it got to a point that the agriculturists also advised that for the purposes of wasting of the seeds, we need to, do a nursery. So those nursery that people call seedlings, then we transfer the seedlings into the farms. So that's what they said. Even though we were not with them initially, because that's not what we used to do in our farms. But they also made it clear that when you do that, it allows the cocoa to germinate. It get its shape and form, so that it can bear more fruit. So with those much explanation, we got to know that in fact what we were saying is true. So we adapted into that. So I think that's how we started. So first of all, when you have the seedlings, you transplant them to the farm, or you transfer them to the farm. Initially, they told us that any time the seeds or the seedlings are sent, you should get a very shaded place and position them.
Okay, before you move on, I want to jump in. Maybe somebody want to see the seeds.
Okay.
I think the pots are here.
Yes.
So can you show us the seeds?
It's just like that. This is just how cocoa looks like.
Okay.
And it tastes very sweet. You can enjoy it.
It's a fruit.
Yeah, you can enjoy
very
it.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
So these are the seeds.
This is cocoa seed. So this is a wrap one. So as I said, it's a big time business, but it takes a lot, to be sincere, because it needs much attention. And moreover, if you look at the climate changes, Previously, we used not to do that. When you after transfer them to the farm and you have done the planting, I don't know whether we'll go much into the planting activity, but I want to just elaborate on the whole thing. When you do the planting, you need to water it, especially during the period of dry season, the generally February month thereabout. At least each month you should at least do 2 or 3 watering. So when you do that, it maintains the nature and the posture of the tree. Yeah, that's the first year or the second year. But when you do that for 1 or 2 years, the cocoa, the stems or whatever, the root will develop. So when it develop very well, it gets to a point that even when the dry season catch up, it doesn't, normally necessarily get to the point that it will deteriorate it completely.
Yeah. I see. So after planting, looking at the management practices like weeding and all those things. Yeah. Let's say I want to go into cocoa production.
Okay.
I have my seedlings.
Okay.
After planting,
okay,
what would be the duration?
Okay.
Or how many years or months would the cocoa spend on the field before it starts fruiting or yielding?
Okay, that's a nice question. Yeah, I may say that normally previous times when we used to do the spreading, because there were no space up, ventilation, there was no good ventilation, it takes about 4 to 5 years before you could see it, doing well, so far the fruit is concerned. But until recent time that we started, giving spaces to the plantation of the cocoa seedlings, you realize that it takes just 3 to 4. 3 years, you definitely see 1 or 2 trees starting,
growing up.
Yeah, that is it, sprouting up the fruit. So maybe at least 4 to 5 years, it should be in shape.
So it means that if you want to go into cocoa production, then you should be ready.
Yeah.
To wait for at least 4 years before you start getting your cash. Yeah. But, so that is interesting.
But let me chip in this. One interesting thing about the cocoa is that it doesn't avoid most of the vegetables and activities in the farm. So until that, even 4 years, you can do your maize planting, you can do your yam planting, you can do plantation, that is even the vital tree that the cocoa needs. Even once you are doing the transplanting, you should have a shaded tree. And because that is the moment you are doing that, there's no tree that can give you that shade for that immediate.
Unless the plantain.
Unless the plantain. So if you have a plantain, let's assume this is the plantain. Let's look at it in this way. Let's look at this plantain. Just one plantain like this. A plantain here and a cocoa is also here. And normally I look at the position before I do the placement, because you see that the land, turtles small, it goes down small. So for that matter, you need to have your hole down here, so that when there is a surface runoff, when it rains and the running, the surface runoff can easily get in, so that the tree or the seed could get the required water for it, germination.
So what is the main importance of planting cocoa just beside the plantain?
Yes, there are so many advantages that we could derive from that. First of all, the plantain is a shade to the cocoa seedling, and apart from that, it also retains moisture in the soil, because it doesn't allow the penetration of the sunlight directly to the tree. So in the so doing, at a point in time, the little moisture in the land, with the help of the plantain, it maintains it for a period of time.
Then I think we are almost. I can see a nice cocoa pot. Really ripping one. I'm really enjoying the cocoa.
That's it. Oh, if you want to take,
it's okay.
Okay.
I think I'm still enjoying this.
Yeah.
Now, let's say after the 4 or 5 years, it starts fruiting.
Okay.
At this I could see with this particular tree, I think it's quite older.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one, how old is it?
Well, maybe if I were not wrong, about 70 to 30 years.
Yes. Okay. This tree. Good. So now you have it. Yeah. How do you do your harvesting? After harvesting,
okay.
You talk about the
harvesting process.
The management aspect. After that, you move on to harvesting.
Okay.
Then you dry.
Okay.
And then you take it to the shed.
Okay.
Even the amount per kilo.
Okay. You know, with regards to the management, how we can manage the cocoa tree to get the required quantity of seeds or fruit that we want. And most often than not, there are some pests that used to worry the cocoa tree. Yes, directly to the fruit. You can see from, for example, you have this, let me give you a typical, well, you can see this and that of this. These are two pods from the same cocoa tree. You realize something, that this has been shrinked to a very small size, but you can see that this has maintained its form, but they are from the same tree. That tells you that at the point of spreading, this one got attacked by the pest. But fortunately or unfortunately, it got sprayed, so it could not affect it to the brim. So at a point in time, it just maintained the little shape that it has. So it tells you that with that, a good practice of management or doing good spraying, the cocoa could not give you the required quantity that you want.
I see. So, would you demonstrate to us how the harvesting process is done?
Okay.
After harvesting, how do you keep them? How do you ferment it?
Okay.
The stages, the drying, and all those things.
Okay.
You can brief us on.
Oh, that's also quite simple. So we have our procker. This is our procker.
This is the one you use to harvest.
That is it. Yeah, the agriculture, they call it
pluck. Yeah,
cocoa. Yeah. Is it go to hell? Yeah,
that's what they say. They say go to hell.
Something like
that's
that.
That's how it is.
That's it. So you just have it depending on the cocoa tree, but this is the nature I want it. So you just have it like this. It comes down, and so
you pluck from the stalk.
Yeah. So let me give you a brief of how you pluck cocoa.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know what is plucking. You see, plucking is not just by plucking the cocoa. It's about positioning. One, the farmer has to position himself. To be able to know how to pluck, it's about positioning. Sometimes where the cocoa pod is placing, if you don't position yourself well, you could not get it right. And normally, this side, I hope you are looking like that. Yes, you see, this pot, the area that I have plucked, that is the same area it is going to use to pluck additional chip. Very good. So if you don't properly do the plucking like this, you could see from this point, this area, within some short time, you come and see that it is generating again.
Okay.
So this is the eye for generating. Yeah. So if you don't do it proper, but maybe using a different, gadget or two to remove the eye, it will take time to heal before it will start.
Okay.
So that is one
regeneration will take place. So it means that before you do, you have to stand firmly and make sure that
and your plucker needs to be sharpened. Very sharp. That is it. So that's the process, just like that, and it goes.
Yeah. So as you are plucking, how many pots? Can a cocoa? You see, I can see a lot of pots on this cocoa.
Okay.
On the average, how many pots can you get from a cocoa tree or plant?
Yeah, depending on the form. If you look at this cocoa tree, for instance, I will not take less than 120 pots.
Oh, okay.
At this moment, if I look at what you can see from yourself, if you want to try everything that has right now, it will be even more than 100 pots at the moment. Okay. Yeah, but sometimes it depends on the form that the cocoa tree has.
Good.
With this, you can see that it has taken time to develop itself. Yeah, so
because I can see a lot. Let me also try if I can.
Yeah, you can do one or two. Okay. That is it. Very interesting.
All right.
Yeah. End up.
I think mine is finished.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is it. So just positioning.
Good. I'm really enjoying it.
That is it. Interesting. A lot.
Hey,
so
a lot of pots.
Yeah. So like for now, I want to chip in. People who are watching, if you have a farm or you have a land and you can do good investing, we can support you to do the farming. Because the farming, the cocoa farming, I would say, is one of the bases for Ghana economy. Good. So if you have a land with a good gadgets and support, we can assist you to do a very good business, of course. Good. Within a shorter time.
With a technical aspect.
Yeah.
Means that if I want to go into cocoa,
yeah,
or should anybody wants to go into cocoa,
correct,
then all the technical extension support
we can offer.
Extension services,
yeah,
how to go by it, how to apply your chemicals,
everything,
how to do your fertigation,
yes,
and all those things can be done easily.
Yeah.
So that is how it is.
That's it.
Yeah, I think you've done a lot.
Yeah.
Indeed, I'm really panting. We are continuing. So just one cocoa, what do you call it? Tree. We are going to get a lot, more than 120 of it. So after harvesting, what next?
Well, so even as we can see, people want to know, it's agreeable, but with a little experience I've gathered in the farm, if you look at the pods like this, if you get about 25, 26 to 30 pods, should give you 1 kilo.
1 kg.
Yes, 1
kilo. 25.
Yes, to 30 pods should give you.
Yeah, so farmer George says 25 to 30 pods.
Yeah,
is going to give us automatically.
Yeah.
1 kg.
Yeah,
1 kilo.
Yeah, because sometimes it depends on the pot. Okay. Some pot might have much of the seeds in it, and some.
So on the average, what is the total number of average
seeds in? You could get 80.
80.
Yes, some.
Okay.
So those pots that are fairly, if a medium, you can get 80 in the pot. But those which are very big enough,
size.
Yes, maybe 50 to 70. Yeah, seeds. And then maybe if you want to know a number of cocoa pods that could give you a bag to maybe about 1,400 to 1,500. If
so, 1,400 to 1,500 pods.
Yes, to
can give you
1 bag.
1 bag, which is 60. Is it what?
Yes, 64.
64
kilos.
kg.
Yes.
54 kg.
Yeah.
So now, after cracking the whole thing, you get the beans, the cocoa beans.
Yes.
The one which is used to make
the
Milo chocolates and all those things. So, right now we finished harvesting.
Yeah.
What next?
Yeah. So after harvesting, you just gather them all. You could see all over.
Yeah.
You take his cut. You could see all over. Then we gather small, So after everything, we gathered everything together at a one point. So as it has been gathered,
so it means that after harvesting,
yeah,
you gather everything,
yes, heap it. So now that you see it, it is all over the farm like this. So we get laborers or body, then they come and gather everything at one point. Then we get hands to come over and then we crack it.
Then you crack the pot to remove the beans.
Yes. Normally, because of experience that the farmers have gathered, if not so, we have gotten a stick, maybe, a breaker. So with that breaker, maybe let me just give, let's say a zoom like this. Then you get a pot, you give it back, then you just break it. But with a gathered experience by the farmers, they realize that this one is a little bit delayed, so they use cutlass. But if you are not experienced,
so locally there is as you speak, it means that I can see that I don't have any implement that you use.
That is it.
Or any farm tool that cracks the cocoa pods for you.
Yeah, so we use cutlass.
Normal knife and cutlass to crack
but
it.
Unless there's a machine but we cannot afford.
Good.
Yes, so we use cutlasses. Though we use the cutlass to crack, then with our experience we take good care. So we give a measure of the cracking so that it does not get into the seeds itself
and destroy it. So after cracking,
yeah. So
you get the beans.
That's it, you get the beans. When you get the beans, we have plantain leaves. Then we get it on a flat form or a flat land. Then we gather everything on the plantain leaves, or maybe banana leaves is also allowed. Then we heap it.
You heap it at one place.
So maybe 4 to 5, 6 days. Then we convey everything onto the mat.
Okay. So it means that this one, since the beans contain sucrose and all those things.
Yeah.
After heaping, the main idea is to ferment it.
That is it.
Cocoa beans.
That is it.
So that after fermentation,
Yeah.
then it takes how many days?
For
With the fermentation period.
Yes, for the fermentation 5 to 6 days.
5 to 6 days.
Yes.
Then it will be inside the plantain leaves.
That is it.
It is assumed that after 5 to 6 days, it is fully fermented. That is when you see heat coming from it.
That is it.
And then you collect it.
That is it.
Put it on the mats.
And there is an idea here. One thing I've realized is that when it ferments and it gets break, maybe you realize that the seeds, give some flavor, a scent. So with a good fermentation, when you dry the cocoa, you can chew it directly without, having any kind of bitterness in the pot. That is it. That's one idea.
After harvesting, to summarize everything, you get your cocoa seeds, you do your nursery. After nursery, you take it to the field, you peg your land, because I could see this farm is a bit older and it is not pegged.
Yeah, it's not pegged. It's not
pegged. Now that we are in the modernized society, then it involves pegging.
That is it.
You peg your land very well.
Yeah, there is another farm. Maybe with time we'll get there. Which is now upcoming. So you could see that one is always just in line.
Meaning that we shall move to a well-pegged
farm,
modernized farm, where it has been pegged and everything.
That is it.
In line.
Appropriate.
Because when you do the lining and pegging, it enhances easy movement of my inputs and all those things. Easy weeding. And then every implement can also be moving through, and in fact it is very good. It also enhances the yield level. Because I think it's 10 by 10 distance or something. But from time to time we'll go to a well-pegged farm. So now you get your seedlings. One, you do your planting. After that, you do your weeding. After weeding, you manage it for a period of 4 to 5 years. That is when it will start yielding. After yielding, you do your harvesting. You manage it nicely with fungicide, insecticide, all those things. After that, then you harvest your cocoa, and then after harvesting, you crack it. After cracking, you ferment, and after fermentation, you dry and take it to the purchasing clerk. So how much is a 64 kg, which is assumed to be 1 bag? As we speak in Ghana, how much is 64 kg of cocoa beans?
For officially, if you look at what they told us,
we are in 2022.
2022. They said a kilo is weighed at 10 cedi 20 pesos.
10 cedi 20 pesos per kilo. So 25 to 30 of this will give you 10 cedi 20 pesos.
So it means that the bag, which is 64 kg, it's going to be 800 Ghana cedis. 800 Ghana cedis. 800 Ghana cedis per 64 kg. So you know the math, you can convert it to your dollars or that
whatever.
Of course, it's in 2022
price, purchasing price, because cocoa prices is being regulated by the Ghana government. So the government comes out under the Ghana Cocoa Board. So they bring their own price.
It's very sweet.
It's very nice. And I know we are very excited for taking you through this cocoa period. We are still moving and working on so many crops. We would like to thank Farmer George for being there for us, because he has in-depth knowledge in cash crop production, and cocoa cannot be exited from the cash crop when it comes to Ghana's economy. So that is how come we have tackled it conventionally. Now the local way of doing cocoa is what you see here. You see that it is not well pegged. It is just random. But we will take you to a well pegged farm from
time to time,
and then from planting to the time of harvesting. Thank you very much for being there for us, and we are much grateful to Farmer George for taking us through this cocoa thing. Now I'm going to carry this pot along because I'm going to enjoy it as a fruit.
Wonderful,
And apart from that, it will dry and then take it to a research place for some few things to be done on it. Thank you very much for watching. If today is the first day of watching us, then please kindly subscribe to our channel and then share to farmer friends so that they can also see what moves around when it comes to farming. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you.
Bless you.